Hi folks, this is the last bit now of pilot studies where we're going to be taking a look at reliability and validity. So we'll do a little bit of a recap of your understanding so far, and then we're going to talk about really important concepts of reliability and validity and how they relate to pilot studies. Let's do a 60-second challenge. So 60 seconds, all you've got to do is match the items on the left side of the screen to something on the right. You only have 60 seconds to do it. Let's go. What have we got for the answers then? So the answers there are on screen. So A should go with number 4, B with number 6, C with 2, D with 5, E with 1, and F with 3. Okay, let's talk about two very important concepts. We're going to start with reliability. Now, reliability, and I get it mixed up with validity, a lot of students do that, is all about the consistency of the research. So that could refer to the consistency of my results. So I conduct a study, a later replication of my study gets the same results. That implies that my research is reliable. Now, how pilot studies link to reliability is kind of indirectly. The idea being that if I improve my methodology in terms of what I've done, this is going to increase the chances that my study will be replicated, so I'll be able to check reliability. There's a clear link there between reliability and its role in pilot studies. Now, the concept that has a clearer link to pilot studies is validity. So I want you to think about, and there's space in your booklets for you to note this down, what does validity refer to? How can pilot studies improve the validity of research? And give me an example of how a pilot study could do that. So pause the video now and complete the space in your booklet. Okay, so validity is about the accuracy of research. So we often use this phrase, am I measuring what I intend to measure? Now, what a pilot study enables me to do is look for errors in my research and the way that I've designed and carried out my research. That will improve the validity of the study. So an example might be that I set up a memory task, I read out a series of instructions to participants and they didn't really understand, which will affect their performance. So I'm going to rewrite the instructions to a task. Let's think about this then in practical terms. So imagine you're designing a piece of research and your participants are going to take part in a driving simulation task. Some will do it before a meditation session and some will do it after a meditation session. And I'll look at the number of errors each makes. Now, space in your booklet there for you to answer this question. I want you to think about if the test is too hard, what would happen? If the test is too easy, what would happen? So you're thinking about the results of participants. So have a moment, think about it, pause the video and come back for the answer. Right, if the test is too difficult, it's going to lead to what we call the floor effect. And that's where all participants struggle. They do not score well because the test itself is too hard. If the test is too easy, it has a different effect, which is called the ceiling effect, where everyone does very well on the test because it's too easy. Let's think about another example. So you're conducting a piece of research into obedience and you want to put a government poster on an elevator saying, please do not use, and a homemade poster on a different elevator saying, please do not use. So think about, related to validity, why do you need to carry out a pilot study? What do you need to find out? Pause the video here, space in your booklet to write your answer, come back for the answer. Well, there's actually a lot of different things, isn't there? Because what I need to ensure that people's behaviour is related to seeing the sign or not. Not like things like the elevators have different foot traffic. The sign itself needs to be in a position that people can actually see. The sign needs to be noticeable. So I might want to think about the colour and design of those signs to make them kind of as similar as possible. And I also need to think about any other obstructions to the sign. And hopefully these are all things that will come out of my pilot study. All right, folks, after all of those sessions on pilot studies, you should totally be nailing them by now. So well done. There are some exam gold tips as well that you might want to check out in the next session.